Yo, what is up, everybody? It is Sunday. Hustle, and burn. Come on, man. Bookmark this pod. Be getting paid. Becoming one of the biggest stories, the drink of the week. See why it's wet goods. Lord have mercy. This week, the drop notch. I don't know. It's just crazy, bro. Because cooked. In them quarantine live videos, if y'all recall, get y'all a quick investment wrap of the week. They tried their upside down Ice Spice. Goodbye. We out.
Yeah. Was a Colorado cowboy, now a undercover raider. If you ain't fucking with me, then you gotta be a hater. If you ain't really with me, I ain't trying to see you later. I'm a young, fresh hustler. I've been trying to get some paper. Lot of shit I've been through, I don't speak on much. When I was riding through my city, smoking tree trunk blunts. Never let a hater faze me, I'ma speak on up. If you don't like the shit I'm saying, bitch, the streets out front. And I swear the way I'm praying, God gon' keep me up. Ain't gon' lie, for a while, I let y'all beat me up. But I'm back to where I came from and back to what I know work. Told shorty better get right, cause I been showing her worth. I don't believe in rebirth, you get one shot. I done a lot of shit before my 3 o'clock. Only 27 now, ain't seen a peak or a top. I'm just steady climbing up to go reach all the thoughts that I had in the dark, and I had in the moments that none of y'all gon' see. All of y'all my opponents, most of y'all don't believe. Shit to me that's a bonus, cause I ain't gotta share my blessings when they all start showing. Yeah. Good morning. It's an episode of Hustle and Burn. Just want to switch it up for y'all a little bit. Let's get into it. We gonna kick it off with the Not For Long League.
Yo, what is up, everybody? It is your boy out here, CJ the DJ, coming to you live with a brand new episode of Hustle and Burn. As always, man, appreciate y'all tuning in. It's a beautiful Sunday out. Hopefully everybody had a great week, and hopefully we can end it all right, you dig? I got a lot coming your way, and as I just said, we starting it all right away with the Not For Long League. Shout out the sponsors. We ain't gonna get into them. Shout out the drink of the week. I ain't been drinking, so we ain't got a drink of the week. It is what it is, and it's all good, man. Let's get into the NFL. Breaking news as of this morning. Scary Terry McLaurin, man. He out here playing chess, not checkers. And that's going to be a very important key component of today's pod, man. Terry McLaurin is out here playing chess, not checkers, guys. As some of you may have seen, he was being fined $50,000 per day while he was holding out, while he awaited a new contract offer from the Washington Commanders. As of this morning at 5 a.m., guys, Terry McLaurin has reported to the team. Okay, he has reported to the team, but Scary Terry McLaurin has reported to the team with an apparent ankle injury. He is now placed on the inactive, cannot perform list for the Commanders, but he's not being fined $50K because he's around the team. So Scary Terry McLaurin, man, doesn't have a new contract yet, but he's out here playing chess, not checkers, man. Reported to the team. You gotta love it. Hopefully he gets paid, man. We shall see. I don't know what he's going to get paid. Like I said last week, he don't deserve no crazy contract. He's 30 years old, my boy. But we don't see at the end of the day, man. Some more breaking news, obviously, from this previous week. Later in the week, I should say. Shemar Stewart, guys, he finally signed his rookie contract. Shemar Stewart, we've mentioned him at length on the pod, talked about his contract negotiation and situation with the Cincinnati Bengals. And, in my opinion, obviously, there's 3 or 4 things for me, man. One, good for this kid. He earned the hell out of this contract. He's worked his butt off through high school, through college to get to the NFL, to fulfill his dream. Hopefully he performs in the NFL and backs up this contract and all this news and everything that kind of went on, man. But good for Shemar Stewart for signing this contract, first and foremost, in regards to that. The second take that I have in regard to him finally signing, he is a defensive end, for those that hadn't paid attention to that. So for the Cincinnati Bengals, odds are, it's even more unlikely you're going to see Trey Hendrickson ever play for the Cincinnati Bengals again. He is also a defensive end. He's looking for a new big contract at the end of the day. From the Bengals' perspective now, we've signed this rookie to a guaranteed deal for the next, 2 to 3 years here. We got him locked in. Hopefully he performs, as I just mentioned, and if he does, we're not really worried about the Trey Hendrickson missing piece, even though they should be, because if you could line these guys up on opposite ends, it would be insane. But again, we've chatted about it. The Cincinnati Bengals just are absolutely ridiculous. My third take, man, is earlier this week. I just think it's so funny. You guys know that I've been mentioning in the last couple of pods, I see certain pattern recognition and stuff like that, okay, in certain instances and perspectives. So, what I saw earlier this week is the Cincinnati Bengals owner goes online and says this.
This one is surprising. I hesitate to get into the detail, but basically it turns on whether out years are guaranteed if he gets involved in conduct detrimental to football. Well, what does that mean? Detrimental to football in recent years has been violence to women. That's about the one that comes to mind. There are others probably, but that's the one that I think of. Well, if we get a player who gets involved in something like that or does something that is just unacceptable, guess what? I don't want to pay him. I really don't. If he's sitting in jail, I don't think I ought to be paying him. And so we say that if he got involved in conduct detrimental, we'd have the right to terminate the guaranteed part for the back years. He says, or his agent says, oh no, you can terminate the guaranteed part only for the remaining part of the year in which the event occurs.
Okay. And so, in my opinion, I think the entire PR team, the entire marketing team was like, oh my God, bro, we got to make him sign him. Otherwise, we're going to get canceled. This is a bad look. Like, that was a really bad interview, and just kind of the way he talked. And that's the problem with owners, is these guys are the guys running the league, similar to the country of the United States, right? Like, same sort of sentiment, if you can see that. But 4 days later, after he comes out and says these things, obviously there's a deal signed. Those contract disputes that were in there, obviously taking away the guarantee, stuff like that, obviously went away. Otherwise, Shemar Stewart wouldn't have signed the contract. There's no way in hell he holds out for 2 months, damn near contemplates going back to the NCAA, and then says, it's okay. If I get in trouble, you can take away all my guarantees. Let's sign. I just want to play. No, not happening. He didn't do that. So obviously the Bengals took that out. And in my opinion, it's because the owner had this terrible interview surrounding this, and this is exactly why guys like himself and Jerry Jones have to be able to step aside when these new eras start to develop, man. And as you've seen. But again, congrats to Shemar Stewart finally signing that, man. Very happy for him. He is the final first-round pick to be signed, so all of the first-round picks are signed now, which is extremely important. And as we spoke about it, man, this rookie contract market got a major upgrade from all of these guys, and definitely from this Shemar Stewart situation. A lot of these top picks are going to be asking for a contract just like this, where the guarantees are not taken out and cannot be taken out for the full term of the contract. If they get in trouble, they only want the guarantee to be suspended for that season in particular, okay? Sounds like that was the major dispute, but again, a lot of these newcomers are going to be wanting that same sort of thing, especially if they are top 10 picks. So we shall see. Man, we gonna keep it pushing with the Not For Long League this week. Trump, man, it's kind of crazy. It has to relate to the Not For Long League, but Donald Trump, guys, he did sign an executive order this week which instructed the NCAA to put a cap on NIL within the next 30 to 90 days. So now a committee will be coming together to see what the salary cap, calorie cap. Damn, y'all see, that's how y'all know I'm on my fit grind, baby. I said the calorie cap. I'm weak, man. I'm crying. But basically, guys, within the next 30 to 90 days, a committee is coming together to make sure that the NIL does now have a salary cap. And I just think a salary cap in college football is insane. Like, the fact that the president had to step in, right, and say, hey, guys, put together a committee, salary cap. We're not going to continue to do this nonsense. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. And I think as a league, it speaks to just how much of buffoons you are in running the league and operating the league. There obviously should have been something and some sort of rule implemented with this NIL stuff when they implemented NIL in the beginning, but they didn't think about this. They didn't think players would be getting signed $12-15 million deals, shit like that, jumping school to school per year, not really worried about the camaraderie, the teamsmanship, the sportsmanship, and just kind of the grind of building a program, man, and getting to that next level in the NFL. So it's just ridiculous when the president has to step into your organization and do certain actions like this. And you know, really, he signed an executive order for this to happen. That's just ridiculous, okay? Trump was in a lot of football news this week, actually, on top of the NIL, the executive order there. He's another guy that's playing chess, playing checkers, not chess, man. He's really out here, and what he told the Washington Commanders was essentially, guys, you're going to change your name back to the Washington Redskins, okay? So I don't care if you petitioned or what you think about the Washington Commanders, doesn't matter. You are going to go back to the Washington Redskins. If you do not change the name back to the Washington Redskins, I will not sign off on the bill that needs to pass for your stadium to get built in Washington. So he's basically just holding the organization hostage and a new stadium hostage and hovering it over the Washington Commanders. You know, and again, that's Donald Trump's tactics. He's a businessman. He treats the presidency like a business at the end of the day. Like it or don't, it is what it is. We'll see if it works in this situation. It's worked in a lot of political situations so far. We'll see if it works in the NFL situation, if he can actually get the Commanders to change their name back to the Washington Redskins, man. But Donald Trump, per usual, playing chess, not checkers, man. Kind of crazy, man. But that's really all the big news, if you will, for the Not For Long League. But I got some more quick news for y'all that I just wanted to kind of put out there. So this is the first thing here. I want y'all to watch this video, man, because this is something I had to bring up just briefly for y'all.
To the news that Levis had decided to have surgery and it's kind of subtracted from the quarterback room now.
I really didn't have a reaction. I focused on Cam Ward. He made what was best for him. You can't be mad at somebody for doing what's best for him. So I wish him a speedy recovery.
Now, in regard to that video, man, compare that to if Shedeur Sanders had said some shit like that. If Kenny Pickett or Joe Flacco went down with an injury and Shedeur Sanders said, man, I ain't worried about what they deciding to do, man. I'm focused on Shedeur. Oh, my God, the media would be in a frenzy, bro. And so I'm just bringing that up quickly to compare the differences, man. Again, everyone said, oh, Shedeur's too cocky and this and that. Cam Ward is what cocky looks like, okay? But you're going to push that off as confidence. When Shedeur does it, it's cockiness. Because he's Deion's kid. And that's what it is, okay? And a brief note on Deion, man. Prayers up. He does have an announcement coming out in regard to his health. It hasn't dropped at the time of the recording of this pod on Sunday morning, but he does have, I believe, a press conference coming up on Monday. In regard to his health, it sounds like Deion's health is not doing too well, and he may be stepping away from the program for the Colorado Buffaloes. Conspiracy theorist mind goes to, did he really set this up to where he could coach his sons, get them to the league, and now he's going to step away from Colorado football? We'll see, man, but prayers up to Deion Sanders in a serious sense. But it's just ridiculous if we compare the two, and if that was Shedeur Sanders saying that about one of the quarterbacks on the Cleveland Browns that got injured, or any team for that matter, the media would have a field day with that, man. And I just think it's pretty annoying and pretty ridiculous the way Shedeur's still getting the bad end of the stick. They had him fucking taking reps with like water boys and shit. It's just crazy, man. Like, they just doing my boy so filthy for absolutely no reason, because he is that guy, man. He is. He'll have his time to shine. Right now isn't it, unfortunately, but he's just got to keep grinding, man. Dolphins obviously had another injury, man. Their cornerback went down, and this just continues to add to the disaster that the Miami Dolphins are. It's got to be frustrating for them, but at the end of the day, all signs, as I've mentioned, I've been mentioning for the last month or two, all signs for the Miami Dolphins are pointing to a full-blown rebuild. Whether you like it or not, they missed their window, and I don't care what you say about the team this year. The team this year is not going to be a Super Bowl caliber team. They're not going to compete for a Super Bowl, so I'm not really taking them serious, even if they do have Tyreek. It is what it is, man, but whatever. Titans had an injury this week, man, and to me, the reason I'm bringing this up is just kind of on a fantasy note foot as we move into the fantasy wrap of the week here next up. But Calvin Ridley, guys, has the ability now with Cam Ward as a rookie quarterback. Cam Ward's supposed to be the shit. We're going to see. I told you guys, I think he's going to be a bust in my own opinion. It is what it is. But Calvin Ridley now has an opportunity to step into a clear-cut number one role and do what he should have been doing in Tennessee and was supposed to be, and he was projected to be doing last season before Will Levis jumped off a cliff with his quarterback play. Okay. But I just think it's very important, again, as these receivers go down, as these cornerbacks go down, a lot of these guys that are coming in and stepping in are going to be younger cats. So it's going to be harder for the team to gel. Obviously, I'm a big believer in rookies and kind of up-and-comers when you come into the league. But when you get a big injury like that and you're Calvin Ridley, you have to step up into that number one role. You have to get more crisp on the routes, and hopefully that's what Calvin Ridley does this year. He didn't last year. Trust me, I had the mofo in my fantasy team, and he let me down. I was trying to trade him by like week 7 or 8, man, because it was just ridiculous. But again, he's got Cam Ward. Cam Ward's supposed to be a competent quarterback, supposed to be a good, solid, supreme caliber quarterback. He was drafted at number 1 overall, these guys. So we shall see, man. We shall see. Now, last post I wanted to bring up for y'all, man, that relates to the Not For Long League. Maxx Crosby, man. Of course, bro. Of course. I've said this to people in my personal life. I think I may have even put it on a pod previously, man. A lot of these celebrities are related in some way, shape, or form, or know other celebrities in some way, shape, or form. Some way, somehow, bro. Of course Maxx Crosby and Post Malone grew up together, bro. Of course Maxx Crosby's gangster ass was listening to White Iverson banging that shit before the entire world caught on, bro. Of course. Somehow, some way, this shit is all connected, bro. I don't know how, but it really is, man. It really is, man. Now, let's get into another segment we going to bring for y'all today. Some more Not For Long League, but we going to do it a different style in the Come On, Man segment, baby. Come on, man. Just like the old school used to do it, man. I wish they brought that back over on ESPN, but I don't know what ESPN be doing these days, man. They ain't even, damn near ain't even watchable at this point. But it is what it is. Let me take a sip of my Fairlife protein shake real quick before we get into this. Great 30 grams of protein. Fairlife, sponsor the kid. What's up, man? Come on. Let's do it. Let's get into it, man. Tua and the Dolphins, man. I need y'all to hear this, man. Listen to Tua.
Continuing to do that. But it's not just with me, it's with a lot of the guys. I'm not the only one that heard that. You guys aren't the only people that heard that. You know, a lot of people that follow football, that follow the Miami Dolphins, that follow Tyreek, that are fans of his, everyone has seen that. So when you say something like that, you don't just come back from that with, hey, my bad. You know, you got to work that relationship up. You got to build everything up.
Okay, so the Dolphins are already looking like an absolute mess, okay? An absolute train wreck of a team already. And then Tua goes out and says this. And it's like, Tua, respectfully, my guy, you're the reason that Tyreek said I'm out. You're the reason. He can't trust you to get him the ball. He can't trust you to stay healthy for an entire season. That's the entire reason that he came here. So no wonder he said, I'm out. Tua, come on, man. Come on, man. Justin Fields this week, man, was carted off the field for a toe injury. It wasn't looking good. The coach was saying it's too early, man, to say. The team obviously took precaution, okay, because Justin Fields was hurt one day being carted out the field with a toe injury that the coach couldn't specify or speak on quite yet, and the next day returned to practice. Justin Fields, come on, man. Jets, come on, man. Man, I'm a baby when it comes to pain, and if I stub my toe, I ain't need to get carted off the field. Come on, man. I understand as an organization you being cautious, but really? Come on, man. Motherfucker done stubbed his toe on the field. They caught the motherfucker. Come on, man. Come on, man. This one hurt me. This one hurt me. Y'all know I brought this up earlier this off season. Last month, as I said Joe Mixon was a name to watch for an absolutely big season, but in my opinion, man, in this situation, and this goes for all these guys you see, coming up hurt and things like that on these injury lists. If you, in the first 2 to 5 days of training camp, are on the injury list or you get an injury, my dog, what were you doing in the off season to get yourself in shape? To keep yourself in shape? What were you doing in the off season? So I said Joe Mixon was going to have a big season coming up. They were going to put a lot of the workload on him. I think he was ready to step into that role, leaving Cincinnati behind, really ready to get on top with Houston, man. Okay, that's what I said. First 2 to 5 days, Joe Mixon injured. Come on, man. Damn. God damn, man. Now, Christian Wilkins, man, Raiders defensive tackle, he was released for apparently not taking his rehab seriously and causing issues with his teammates. And in my opinion, teammates being most likely this guy, Maxx Crosby, man. I already know it was Max. I already know. I don't care, brother. Okay. But Christian Wilkins, you get $20, $30+ million guaranteed and you don't want to take shit serious? Come on, man. Get these guys out of here, man. Get these guys out of here, man. Now, we're going to keep on the same kind of topic and tier, but switch it up a little bit and switch the tone, man. Switching from come on, man, to let's go. Okay? Let's go. Shout out to Maxx Crosby, man, for just Max's mentality, his standard, and the fire that he brings, man. I want y'all to watch this quick video and just really listen to this, man, and really take this in just as a football fan and a fan of greatness at the end of the day. Listen to this, man.
To be 100% real, like last year, I mean, me and Jackson did not have a great relationship, you know what I mean? And I'm hard on guys, you know what I mean? Especially young dudes. Like, there's respect that's got to be earned, you know, when you come into this league, in this locker room especially. Like, there's a certain standard I expect from the guys. And he did a lot. Like, the amount of growth he's had in the last year has been unbelievable. If I was sitting here a year ago and he would have told me all the stuff he did this offseason to get himself in this position he's in, you know, I truly wouldn't believe you. But that's the beauty in this game. Like, you have a choice every day. If you want to get better, you want to get worse. There's no such thing as staying the same. And that dude he's got all the talent in the world. He's strong as a freaking ox. He's a great dude. He's a baller. But it's about the details. And he's come in this offseason with the mindset that he's going to take that next step. And he's done that. You know what I mean? He's been super consistent. He's been, you know, dialed in on the details.
Okay? So he's elevating this kid, man. He's elevating him. He's pushing him. He's staying on his back. And he's just bringing out the dog in this kid, bro. He's bringing out the dog in this kid. And thanks to Max, he now feels more comfortable. He now feels more confident than ever before heading into the season. Because Max pushed him like that, man. And so Max and him, the Raiders have clear 2 cornerstone pieces with these two, okay? But what I'm saying is these guys both being not only physically, but now because of the way that Max pushed him mentally aligned, they're physically and mentally aligned, bro, as the 2 cornerstone pieces, bro. And then you got Pete Carroll as a head coach coming in saying things like this. Yeah, the Raiders are going to be a problem, bro. I'm telling you. The Raiders are going to be a team to watch this season. No excuses, no exceptions, double-digit wins, bro. I can see a double-digit win season incoming for the Raiders. In my opinion, I've said it multiple times, I don't think the Chiefs are going to win the AFC West this season. This is how I have the AFC West going, okay? I have the Chargers going first. I've said that at length. I really believe in the Chargers. I have the Raiders finishing second in the division with 10 to 11 wins. I have the Chiefs right behind them in third, okay, with about 9 to 10 wins. And then I have the Broncos finishing last in the division with about 7 to 9 wins. That is my opinion. The Raiders are going to finish second in the AFC West, man. I am telling you guys right now, the Raiders are going to be a problem. The mentality they have right now, everything is just top tier. It's top notch. And when you got it from head coach all the way down to players like Maxx Crosby and things like that, guys, great things are going to happen. And on the offensive side, Geno Smith is already used to that Pete Carroll sort of vibe, that go get it, that go getter mentality. So the Raiders are going to be a problem, man, and they are a team to keep an eye on this upcoming season. I don't care what anyone has to say. All right, now let's get into the fantasy rap of the week for y'all, man. Fantasy rap of the week. It's going to be a quick one for y'all, man, but there's been so much chatter as we head in. Many of you have fantasy drafts coming up. Mine is in about 19 days, 57 minutes, 6 hours. That's stupid. It's about 19 days, though, for real. But there's been so much chatter, guys, and what I've been seeing about draft orders. And so this is really all I'm bringing up for the fantasy rap of the week. I gave y'all a lot of information previously anyway that you can kind of put towards the fantasy rap. But here's the question for my listeners this week, and I would really love some feedback. I would really love some comments on YouTube. You can comment on Spotify as well. Shoot me a text, shoot me a DM, whatever the case may be, man. What is your top tier draft order? Okay, are you running back, wide receiver, running back? Are you double running back the first 2 rounds? Are you double wide receiver? What is your ideal draft order? I would love to hear from you guys. I would love to hear what you think is the best draft order. In my opinion, I think it just kind of depends season to season. This season, I'm more so leaning toward probably wide receiver, running back. I'm not sure. It's tough, you know, the snake drafts, you guys know how it works. It's kind of tough because right now I think I'm projected to pick in 4th, so I don't pick again for quite some time. So it's like, do I lock in that running back? I don't know, man. There's so many different directions that it could go. But we shall see at the end of the day. But I want to hear your guys' feedback. I am extremely hyped for this season. I was just talking to my boy Pablo the other night, my boy Chavo the other night. Just about how excited we are for the season, man. The energy is building up. Hopefully we can actually go catch a couple Raiders games in person this year. But just overall in general for the NFL, things are shaking up. Teams are getting better. Players are moving around. So it is going to be a lot going on, a lot of moving pieces in the not-for-long league. And I am just very excited, man. This last Thursday, for those that don't know, was the last Thursday with no football until February, man. So moving forward, every single Thursday until February, we will have some football, baby. Are you ready for some football? Yes, sirski. I am ready to go. I am charged up. I am hyped about it, guys. Okay, now let's switch gears, man. We're going to get off the not-for-long league. Y'all know on this pod, we have only done this one time previously, but I told y'all it was going to be saved for special occasions. Ladies and gentlemen, this week we will present the 2nd ever Legend Award on the Hustle and Burn podcast, okay? So the 2nd ever Legend Award, ladies and gentlemen, goes to the legendary Hulk Hogan, man. Rest in peace to the legend Hulk Hogan, man. He had one of the most illustrious WWE careers. He was part of the old guard that helped usher in the new guard, man. And Hulkamania will live forever, brother. Okay? R.I.P. to the Hulkster, man. Very sad, very tragic, but I am very proud to present the 2nd ever Legend Award to Hulk Hogan, man. 2nd ever Legend Award goes to Hulk Hogan, man. R.I.P. Big loss for the wrestling community. Seriously. For those that don't keep up with wrestling and kind of that environment, I don't care. Huge loss, bro. Huge loss. The only one probably bigger, the only 2 probably bigger is The Rock and John Cena, man. And hopefully we don't see those for quite some time. But the Legend Award, man, goes to Hulk Hogan. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. We're pushing. Let's keep it moving, man. We're going to get into the investment wrap of the week for y'all, man. This week, guys, Donald Trump highlighted $17 trillion in investments that had flowed into the United States recently. And the reason I'm bringing this up with the investment wrap of the week is because I've been actually chatting about it. And I saw a lot of pushback on this, and he's lying, and he doesn't know what he's talking about. Where's all this money that he's talking about? Blah, 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 blah. People questioning where this money is coming from. And again, I've spoke about it at length on the pod already. What are you guys talking about? And that's why I say ignore politics and pay attention to real life and real world shit, okay? Countries have been investing into the United States, into AI, into building the infrastructure, into building the manufacturing, things like that, okay? The tariffs didn't crash us. We're getting some tariff money now coming in. things of that nature, guys. The $17 trillion that he's speaking on is all the billions that I've been speaking on that these countries are invested into the United States. So at the end of the day, those billions turn to trillions, obviously. All right, as we head into the AI, energy, and kind of tech future that obviously the United States is the leader in, right? And you know, with us being the leader in the Bitcoin reserves, we're also going to be moving that money to XRP and different currencies to make more profit for the government. And what all this profit for the government does, guys, is it goes towards paying down the government's debt, which is crazy, number one, to even fathom and say, because they haven't done that in the last 20, 30, 40 years at the end of the day. But it goes towards as well something that they campaigned on, which is abolishing income tax. And a lot of people think that's far-fetched. Okay, a lot of people think that's far-fetched. And I'm telling you guys, it's happened before. It happened utilizing tariffs. Now we don't just have the tariffs. We have a whole nother currency that we can utilize to build up off that we've already been utilizing behind the scenes, okay, to be able to accumulate wealth for the country. It abolishes income tax. And the reason that I'm telling you guys that income tax is most likely going to happen and why I'm pretty sure it's going to come sooner than people think is because a lot of this infrastructure that's going on, a lot of the AI, a lot of the tech, all the trillions in investing that's going on into the United States for manufacturing, all of this stuff, guys, as I've been mentioning on the pod, okay, it's all going to be robots. It's not going to be human beings that are sitting here working in these factories. It's going to be robots. And so it's going to debacle the middle class a lot. There's going to be a higher and a lower class, and the middle class is going to be more of a kind of rarity and scarcity, if you will. So I suggest you get in where you fit in when it comes to this AI stuff, man. Because the income tax, why they're going to abolish the income tax is because people are going to need more money. Because there's going to be less jobs. Okay? The housing market's not going to stop. The renters market's not going to stop. They understand that moving AI in is going to kill a lot of jobs, so they have to be able to raise the income tax to make it feel like the income's more, even if they don't raise the minimum wage up. That's all they're doing. Again, guys, pay attention to real life. Ignore politics. Ignore all the bullshit. All right? I'm telling you now, AI's coming quicker than you think, so get in where you fit in as soon as you can, okay? And part of AI is the EV autonomous vehicle sector. And why I'm bringing that up to kind of segue this all with the investment wrap of the week, guys, Tesla stock right now is a buy, okay? It's just below $320. To me, it is a strong buy right now. Tesla is currently in the middle, the dead middle of a 1 year range, okay? It's been in the same range for 1 year, meaning it's went above the point it's at, it's went below the point it's at multiple times, but it's never went outside of those points. Why I think Tesla in the middle is a buy is because, again, I know it might go down a little bit, but I also know it's probably going to go back up if I'm a believer in Tesla, which I am. They are going to be the leader in the autonomous vehicle sector. I am telling you now. Tesla's under $320. Just last month, Tesla was over $360. Tesla is a buy right now, guys. Look into Tesla. You don't have to buy $320 worth of Tesla. If you have 50 bucks, go buy Tesla right now. If you have 100 bucks, go buy Tesla right now. Go. I don't care. I'm telling you guys, this AI stuff, this future is coming a lot quicker than you think, and it's going to be every single industry. I don't care what industry you're in. AI is coming a lot quicker than you think, okay? A lot quicker than you think. It's only getting smarter. It's only building better versions of itself, as I've said on the pod. That's what's going to happen, and that's why it's going to happen so rapidly, all right? And these companies are going to be able to save money at the end of the day. It's a one-time investment that they have to put into implementing this AI, and boom, at that point, it's self-sufficient in most cases. Think about that, guys. Think about that, okay? So I'm telling you guys to get in where you fit in, man. It's going to be extremely important, all right? That's all I got for the investment wrap of the week, man. I'm going to give y'all my final thoughts. You know, I like to give y'all a little flavor, a little bit. Give me just a moment. Had to make sure the camera's still going, man. They had some technical difficulties. I worked to get y'all this episode. Trust me, man. But my final thoughts for y'all, man, really is just about boxing out negativity, guys. And you know, finding what makes you happy and just blocking out the rest, man. And I'm going to use an analogy, just kind of a basketball analogy for this. Sometimes, guys, you have to box out before going for a rebound, okay? And life is the absolute same. You got to box out negative thoughts. You got to box out negative energy. You got to box out negative people, guys. negative situations before you can go after that rebound. So whatever that goal is that you're chasing, you're not going to be able to reach that goal if you're not boxing out. It's going to be a lot harder because you got a lot more competition as you're going after. You got coming from here, here, here. You're trying to get around you, everything like that. Just box out. Box out. Box out first, and then go get the rebound. Okay? Box out first and then go get the rebound. That was just an analogy I wanted to bring up for you guys and just kind of really put that on your plate, man. As you're going for that rebound, that new goal, whatever the case may be, that new height, that new level, make sure you box out. Whether it's negative thoughts, negative people, negative energy, negative situations, something you don't want to do, a boundary you need to set, box out. Box out first before going for that rebound. And I promise you, going after that rebound is going to be a lot smoother for you. Okay? And I wanted to continue with that as I got on kind of that thought train with you know, go after every rebound, man. Go after every single rebound. Every opportunity that you get. And don't be afraid, guys, to hit the reset button, okay? Everyone needs a reset. Everyone needs to switch it up. Everyone needs to change routines. Everyone needs to change the focus a little bit every now and again, okay? People get stuck in these cycles. You go to the 9 to 5, you get drunk on the weekends, you got no real new goals, doing the same thing. And sometimes that's comfortable, but sometimes, guys, we need that reset. And I always say, like, and I always tell people, like, what happened to that kid within you that wanted to take over the world? What happened to that kid within you that felt like they could do anything? What happened to that kid within you that knew that they could be somebody? That kid isn't gone, and you're doing yourself a disservice. I'm not saying you got to go for everything every time. But damn, switch it up a little bit. Shake it up. Hit the reset button real quick. Right? Start boxing out a little bit. And then go after that board, man. Go after that rebound. Go after that goal, man. If it's to stop drinking, stop smoking. If it's holding you back, it doesn't matter. Whatever the case may be, just do it. Just do it. Hit that reset button, man. Don't be afraid to hit that reset button. It's extremely important. For me, I'm very good at being able to hit a reset button on command. Like, if I need to stop drinking or smoking, okay, cool. On command, done. You know, like, it's just not a big thing for me, as I've mentioned on the pod. But, you know, you have to watch your energy. You have to watch your karma, okay? And you gotta make sure that your energy is elevating, and hitting that reset button sometimes, guys, is how you do that. Giving yourself a new perspective sometimes is how you do that. And that's part of hitting that reset button, is that new perspective, that new mindset, that new energy flowing through you. And it's extremely important every now and again to be able to do that, guys, because you just have to keep pushing. You have to keep elevating, right? Like, if you don't and you stop trying to elevate and you just get complacent in your life, you're already losing at life, because there's going to be 1,000 other motherfuckers that are coming up under you that are going to be putting in the work, that are going to be putting in the effort, okay? Whether it's your relationship, whether it's your job, whether it's just your physical working out, whatever the case may be. If you want to be something and actually be someone and like really have a legacy, like, I think a lot of people just forget about legacy. Like, what's your legacy, fam? What am I gonna remember you for? Dead ass. Like, a lot, like, what am I gonna remember you for? Everyone should take that into consideration. What am I gonna be remembered for? And, you know, a lot of times, again, when you get complacent, you might be remembered for certain things, you know, that make you feel good. But, you know, everyone has that desire, or everyone at least at one point in time had that desire to take over the world, to be something, to be somebody. And again, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't do that. And so, you know, I think life is really just yin and yang, guys. Again, as I've been mentioning, what you give, you're going to receive. So just put that out there, man. Understand that your presence is a blessing. My presence is a blessing at the end of the day. And I like to only match energy to those who elevate mine. Like, if you're not matching my energy, if you're not elevating my energy, you won't get the blessing that is me. I know it sounds like crazy, but it's like, at the end of the day, if you're not elevating, if I feel like you're stipending my elevation and my personal, you know, trajectory, I have to box out, okay? as I go after my rebounds, because I'm going to always go after my rebounds. So I'm going to always have to be boxing out at the end of the day. And that's something, just a mindset you have to get yourself into, and understanding that when you make that choice, you have to go all in. And that's why a lot of people are scared to make the decision to actually be somebody and actually do something different and actually change, is because you know deep down that once you do, that's going to be the new standard for you. And that's going to be the expectation for you. And it's easier for you to stay in your comfort zone, in your little hideaway zone, doing what you do, controlling what you control, rather than changing up how you move, rather than changing up how you think, trying to get a new perspective. Those things are very important in life, guys, and you have to pay attention to those things, okay? And so that's all I'm going to leave y'all with, man. The last thing I'm going to touch on some music. The boy Drizzy Drake dropped a new track with the man Central C, and it's a banger. I wish I could play it for y'all, man. I wish I could play it on the pod for y'all, but they'll copyright me, man. But the Drake fall off, guys, just continues, man. The Drake fall off just continues with yet another hit, yet a #1 on Apple and Spotify in all countries. This has truly been one of the harshest and hardest fall offs I have ever seen in my life, okay? And, you know, he posting the videos. He's got liars following him around, stuff like that. And it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. Drake is just, the fall off of Drake has to be studied, because this has just been ridiculous, what is going on. Okay? It's got to be studied, man. And obviously, I don't compare myself to Drake, but, you know, he got liars following him around, you know, and seemed like for a while with Drake, everybody turned their back, you know, and everybody thought, oh, he lost it. But now, kind of starting to win again. Less distractions around, less negative and fake energy around. That energy building up, a little bit, you know, and you know, the ones that are there still are there for true love and you know, not anything else like that. They don't have the wrong energy, not to use his energy, anything like that. And you know, all this stuff happened to Drake, everything happened, all this smoke, and all the dust settled. All the dust settled after the smoke, and he was still that nigga. He was still that nigga. And I relate. He was still that nigga. Still. And could still step on any of you bozos that wanted to step up to the plate. Right? And something that I really took from Drake was like, life is war, yo. Life is really war, fam. And so it's like, you might have won a battle, a little good battle. You might have actually won a big battle, as a matter of fact. But you ain't winning the war. I'm still here on 10 toes. I'm boxing out. I'm going for rebounds. The energy building back up. I'm still the boy. It's no threat. It's no sweat. It's just facts. Okay? Okay? I've arrived again. That's like what Drake is saying. Like, I've arrived again in true form and fashion. Truthfully. I've arrived again in true form and fashion is basically what Drake's saying. And you can see it. The energy's building back up, doing what he wants, operating how he wants, moving how he moves. Oh, nobody say a peep. I don't know, man. Drizzy Drake, the fall off's got to be studied, man. The fall off has to be studied, man. This has been an episode of Hustle and Burn, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll see y'all next week. We out.